All right, Clay is tracking cooler temperatures in the forecast, right?
Yeah, that's right, Michelle. I mean, we've been talking about it for much of the week. Fall-like weather on the way. Well, that front that's going to bring the fall-like weather is now pushing right across the area. Most of the rain now moving into northeast Georgia. So we're pretty much done with the moisture. We didn't need a lot of rain from this, but some areas picked up as much as a half of an inch. Some had a little bit less, but now we're just dealing with some of that low-level moisture along the Cumberland Plateau, back along Walden Ridge. So if you're heading into Marion, Sequatchie, Grundy, or Bledsoe counties, pretty good chance you're going to run into some reduced visibility, maybe as low as 1/4 of a mile. So fog mainly affecting our higher elevations, valley locations, and down into northeast Alabama, looking pretty good. It looks like they may have an event this weekend coming up at Goose Pond. Got a Big Ten out there, but things are looking pretty quiet in Scottsboro. Temperatures are generally in the 60s and even 70s. So the air is still very warm, but that air mass is going to start to change today as we get drier air moving in from the north. High temperatures similar to yesterday in the mid to upper 70s, and it is going to be breezy at times. We'll have the gusts picking up upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour as those northerly winds start to bring in that drier air. And then tomorrow, 73, going to be a fantastic day. Thursday, 75 Friday, 70s all the way through this weekend, and then early next week, we're back in the low 80s. But overnight temperatures still going to be very comfortable. In fact, even on the cool side, even in valley locations, we may be waking up to a couple readings near the upper 40 range, especially outside of the city. If we don't get the 40s here in the valley, definitely will in some of our mountain communities. Blue Ridge, Murphy, over towards Cherokee County. Likely going to be waking up into the 40s for several straight mornings. So as we take a look at your futurecast, there's not going to be a whole lot to talk about. I'll be honest with you, I'd be surprised if we get any rain over the next 10 days, maybe even beyond. I mean, we're about to enter a really dry pattern here across the Tennessee Valley. So as we get into the weekend, there will be some active weather to our east. It looks like a coastal low is going to try to develop off the Carolina coastline and turn into a nor'easter. This isn't really going to affect our weather too much, but it could bring some pretty heavy rain to parts of the Carolinas and the East Coast heading into early next week. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Don't think it's going to become anything tropical, but certainly going to be some rain just to our east. But over the next 7 days, I mean, maybe a couple hundredths of an inch, and that would be this morning before about 6 o'clock. After that, I mean, we're looking at dry conditions over the next 6 to 10 days. So right through the middle of October, and it's not uncommon for us to have these prolonged dry stretches in October. Again, it is our driest month of the year, but I wouldn't expect to see any rain anytime soon, at least through, I'd say, the middle and end of next week. And unfortunately, we got a little bit yesterday, but it's still pretty dry out there. Drought conditions now showing up here across North Georgia, Southeast Tennessee. The latest drought monitor will come out tomorrow, so I wouldn't be surprised if these drought conditions are expanded a little further north and to the east. So we'll keep a close eye on that as we move into the drier season. But for today, we're going to have a mix of sun and clouds, probably leaning more on the cloudy side of things for most of the day. Wind gusts will pick up as high as 20 to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, it's going to be much cooler. We'll be down into the low 70s, so probably one of the nicest days we've had in a while with a little bit of lingering cloud cover. And then heading into the weekend, of course, I said it yesterday, I said it Monday. We're just going to have some really nice weather moving forward, Michelle.
Yeah, definitely excited for it.
Yeah, I'm going to get out there. I'm going to try to enjoy it beginning tomorrow. So if you have any ideas on activities going on, let me know.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Clay.